All right, everybody. Welcome to the PieDAO community call. Please feel free to interrupt with any questions whenever, and I'm sure that we'll be able to cover everything in as much detail as y'all need. So you can stay updated by subscribing to our weekly newsletter, Inside the Bakery. It's been a consistently good newsletter, in my opinion, and definitely worth subscribing. So we have an agenda for today. Above, you can all read that. And just make sure, I guess, you've clicked on my screen so you're viewing the shared screen. So let's start with the POAP, and we have this proof of attendance badge, and you'll basically, it's still like a manual process at this point, where basically Gabo is going to notice who's in here. We're going to take a record. He'll send you a DM, and if you're open to that, you can share your address and get yourself a unique POAP. And so now governance mining is live, and very appropriate meme, whoever threw that in there. Governance mining is fucking live, and honestly, it's a super exciting thing to see. I think it's a bit of a long effort that has really come together into a really cool product. Right, this is still somewhat good. So right now we have a bunch of staking rewards, and there's a bunch of Veto that exists. So the total staked DOE lines up with the total Veto, and that means everyone's basically going with the full 3-year lockup, which is really impressive. That shows that everyone who is locked up so far is long-term committed to the growth of the DAO and making sure that things continue to move in a positive direction. I think, an aligning of stakeholders is really important at this point. And we have a bunch of tools accessible to help people figure out how that will impact them. So right now we have about 3 million Veto, and that lines up exactly, so that's still the same point. Cool. So on to the first slice. So 100% return on the first month. And where does that come from? So we've been farming from the Treasury Committee for a little bit of time, and pies in general have been collecting revenue. Each pie charges a streaming fee, where the initial smart pies were 0.07%, and the smart and the pie vaults are 1%. And so both of those have been earning fees streaming from those products for a while, and the Treasury Committee started farming a few months ago, and so that has built up. So we expect that the second month of rewards will be less, but will continue at quite a good pace. Particularly because the Treasury value is still quite a bit higher than the DOE market cap, and that gives even a relatively low amount of rewards for the Treasury to translate into a high amount of rewards for DOE holders. So each slice, you can simulate that it will create, like how much APR it will create, and the simulator's APR doesn't consider this first month of distribution. So even though we have this more padded first month, you should expect the first month to make a lot higher than that simulator, and then each month after that to more line up. And so we also have these KPI options, which add up to 33% additional return based on the amount of DOE staked. And so that's cool to have these kinds of performance metrics, where the better that we coordinate as a community, that gets rewarded to us in DOE staked. Those who are coordinating get rewarded. And so the PieDAO DOE staking campaign stats, we have a bunch of things done. We have a bunch of things in progress. We did not have an exclusive press release as we had hoped. We are still working on building better relationships with media, and perhaps that's something that us as aligned stakeholders can maybe work to get better relations with. I'll let you guys take a moment to read in, and if anyone wants to comment on what's currently in progress.
Let's give you some time to take a breath.
Yeah.
And the idea is that Anastasia, maybe you can have a couple of minutes to talk about the campaign as you're running, so you can give us some insights. That would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you guys can see the detailed overview here in terms of what's been done so far and what's in progress. Generally speaking, we've done a pretty extensive campaign across social media. We've engaged in a couple of experiments with influencers, as well as some paid promotions with, for example, CoinGecko and CoinDesk, which are still up and running. So that includes banners in visible spaces on those. So we'll continue getting reports on that as we do currently on a daily level, but so far it's performing pretty well. And otherwise, we've been running a couple of different campaigns. As you guys have seen, actually a lot of you participated, like full-time token holder hashtag around lifestyles, which has been pretty successful. We have created a bunch of very cool swag that Nico designed. So hats off to Nico for beautiful designs. I think some of you guys might be the recipients of those, and we've received some of the addresses, so look out for that. And more of those will be given out at the upcoming event in Lisbon to those of you guys who are coming. And in terms of the remaining campaign elements, so we're still waiting for a couple more materials to come out from the influencers, such as Girl Gone Crypto, who's doing a video tutorial. I think it should be coming out either today, should be today actually, because she's US time, so I believe that should still come out. And there's a couple other things like the become a full-time token holder blog post outlining the vision. There's going to be a meme competition, a few different podcasts that the team members will participate in, etc. So look out for that. And the one thing that hasn't really happened, as Block mentioned, is unfortunately the press release. But we'll keep building out relationships with the media partners. So I think that's roughly covering the campaign to date. And let me know if you guys want to shoot any questions. Otherwise, there's a couple more things to touch on in terms of the KPI option.
Yeah, I would love to have a little bit more on the KPI options. Like, what is it? Just that performance metric of how many stakers are coming, or are there other metrics that we're considering?
If you want to just turn over to the next slide, we've got something on that, just to have it in front of us. Perfect. Awesome. So as you guys might have seen, last week a proposal came out to use UMA KPI option to effectively get this community more structurally aligned towards getting more DOE staked. And the way this will work is a bunch of UMA KPI option tokens will be distributed to those who have Veto. And what will happen is that we will track the performance of a given metric, specifically the amount of DOE staked. And depending on how that performs, a certain amount of DOE will be the KPI options will be converted to a specific amount of DOE. So right now it's set to expire in 6 months, which means that in 6 months' time, KPI options will convert to DOE. And you guys can see on the screen now the step function in terms of the amounts. So just take a second to look at it. The maximum amount is 0.5 DOE per option. And that will happen in case we have over 15 million DOE staked. So that's the target. That's the North Star. Let's try to make it happen. And hopefully we'll see a bunch of cool community initiatives coming out, like with Superhumans that we've seen with the UMA community. I think that was really, really cool. And I'm sure the PieDAO community can do even more. So that's the objective. The PIP has passed on Snapshot, and we're about to kick off this this process. I think with the Aragon vote that is, I believe, scheduled to happen over the weekend / and sometime early next week. And we should be pretty set for that.
Awesome. So anyone who's staked so far, we have a vote coming up early next week. You might want to keep an eye on and log your votes with. Awesome. That sounds really cool. I'm hyped for that. So continuing, we have Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead if you wanna. No, I just wanted to touch on the party part. So can maybe give a quick overview of what's going on there, and I'll pass back on to you, Bog.
Awesome.
So yes, PieDAO is hosting its first ever party, which is pretty exciting, and I think it's a pretty good reason to celebrate. Something like staking doesn't happen every day at all, so that's a good occasion, and we're very excited to celebrate with the ETH Lisbon community. There's a whole bunch of people coming over, and obviously on one hand, it's an amazing opportunity just to catch up with all of you guys and for everyone to meet in person, get some PieDAO swag. And on the other hand, there's going to be a bunch of strategically useful partners for PieDAO. Everyone from exchanges to integrations, everyone who could potentially be useful down the road. So we're making sure to have as many of those as possible at the event, and get them excited about the PieDAO future. So we actually got oversubscribed in just 3 days, which is amazing. The response has been pretty great. We're like, I think, quadruple oversubscribed for the event. If you guys haven't gotten a registration yet, ping me a note and I'll add you to the waitlist with a note that you're obviously an active PieDAO member, making, obviously that you're attending all of these calls, and that should count for something. So we'll make sure that everyone gets in. But yeah, this is looking pretty great, and we're doing this in partnership with UMA. So it will be great to see some of their community members there as well.
Actually, I think they're bringing the entire team over, and also
they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So it's gonna be pretty fun.
Also, I have a question from the public chat. I just want to make sure we put it out there. Oilreg was asking what is the current definition of DAO circulating supply, and I think we can answer that, but Gab, if you want to take it, since you have been working with the CoinGecko also team on having that listed over there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, in fact, I think CoinGecko can be used as reference pretty much for circulating supply. So, as per current definition, we take out from the total supply of DAO, which is approximately 83 million. We take out all the DAO block in the treasury, which is more than 50. It's a 51.5 million. We also take out all other DAO which are currently locked in the escrowing contract. So eDAO are not included within the circulating supply because by definition they are escrow, so they cannot circulate. We also exclude the DAO currently, loaded onto the development multi-sig used to top up the dopamine rewards because also they are not circulating. Last but not least, we also included we excluded from the counting of circulating supply the DAO which are currently staked within the staking contract. So it's an effective number which you get from CoinGecko of circulating DAO.
But Gab, so now that people is taking it, is gonna take it out from the circulating supply calculation?
In this moment, it's subtracting, but because it's a net equation. So pretty much, as soon as, let's say, people claim from for instance, there's a bunch of rewards from the dopamine incentive which were not claimed. So for now, those are not counted as circulating. As soon as they get claimed, the portion which is claimed liquid, they're gonna immediately get gonna inflate the circulating supply, and the other portion is gonna increase the escrow, which in the specific is not directly inflating the circulating supply. At the same time, there is some leftover vesting from V1 to V2, which similarly, as soon as vesting progressively grows, it's increasing the circulating supply. So that's a kind of netting out these kind of factors.
It's a fairly detailed answer. Thank you very much, Gab, for taking that.
Welcome.
Back to the party.
Well,
Hey. No, I think it's everything at the party side, unless you guys have any questions.
Actually, Brian had a question like within the thread is, can Nico stream the party? I think that's a great
Nico,
question,
over to you.
considering like his first job was to make caipirinha, if I'm correct. So like,
Nice.
you know, if you want to sign up for a good caipirinha, like definitely eat Nico during the party.
Nice.
I'm not sure if streaming, like, but it will be fun.
Can Nikon hold the smartphone during a party?
I wouldn't rely on myself, but we will try.
We're gonna make a Twitch PieDAO channel and then just stream the party.
Yeah.
Great. I think we can move on.
Yeah. Dope. So now we get to the PieDAO Treasury Committee, which is what's new. So we're outperforming our benchmark for September, and that's been largely driven by ETH appreciation and other assets that we've held. Our farming was close to benchmark, but we've rotated into higher earning strategies, particularly with Ribbon. And Ribbon's been performing really well for us, often above like 40%, 35%. And so like their BTC was even in the 50s. So that was great. We also borrowed some CVX, or rather we borrowed some Curve, which we then converted to CVX Curve. And the peg is held pretty solidly, and the rewards are definitely helping in making sure that peg stays that way. But with rewards approaching 70%, that's also been like a nice boost. However, we are paying 17% about to borrow that Curve, which brings it down more into the 40s or 50s. But so ultimately, we are also rotating our strategies. We're trying to find higher TLV things, and we're also introducing some leverage. We borrowed some ETH, or rather, we borrowed some RAI through Aave, and then used that to buy more ETH. We also invested a small amount into Ohm, which we've started staking, and that should give a good amount of assets to the rewards pie. So what does that mean for Veto holders? Currently 60% of our farming rewards are distributed, and so that's going to be normally around like 265,000 at present rates. But we are also in open discussions about a bunch of possible things. For one, it's quite difficult to track the individual yield of every particular opportunity and bring that all into like a singular report. And so for streamlining the process, we are discussing the possibility of opening that up from just farming rewards to maybe more a more performance metric, where it's purely how much more do we perform than benchmark, and that's split out. But we're still discussing the details of that. If we did, I would say that would increase the total amount of rewards for staked holders, because ultimately most of the rewards that we imagine that we'll earn is through making smarter trades that might outperform, in a moment what yield might do in a year. So that should be good for stakers if we are able to figure out a plan for that.
Definitely a good news. I think that was what Saganaki originally suggested into the forum post. Like, it's cool that we are coming out to the sort of the same conclusion.
Yeah, it's cool to see how all these things kind of like gravitate towards an equilibrium, and I think that will work out best for everyone. So we also started a community contribution initiative, and this is pretty exciting. We have community contributor survey responses. We have 20 bounties listed already. You guys should definitely check those out. And 15 claims have already been made against 12 different bounties. So that's great. You can find them on our bounty board, and we created a want to contribute channel. And moderators will have to confirm the claims. So there's a bit of a centralized process around that, but ultimately it's hard to automatically verify all of these things at this stage. So I think that's still a pretty fair solution.
Maybe Brian can jump in and make a comment around it and present the next slide as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Block. Thanks, Adrian. Yeah, this has been super exciting, everybody. So we've seen a lot of interest ironing out the system. We're about a week into it, a little bit over a week, and I've already gotten a lot of contributions. This is the slide that matters, I think, the most. This morning we posted a poll for the contributor of the month based on the people who completed their contributions in this last cycle, and it was by a hair Twin Alien beating out Ben. But he is our contributor of the month. Oh, the slide didn't update on this one. Anyways, that plaque is supposed to say his Discord handle, but he'll be getting this NFT. Adrian, I believe, will be sending it over. And in the future, we're going to take about a week to refine a little bit of our processes as the kind of we continue to make this a little bit more efficient and easier for everybody. But our plan is to add more bounties, eventually add more complexity and some more owners as people start to emerge to own different functions like content, like even some development work or marketing work and things like that. And then hopefully, stand up an organization that allows us to constantly be having new ways for people to contribute and be rewarded for them. So we'll expect an update on that next week. In the forum, we'll have at least a change in how we're thinking about asking for content stuff from the community. So again, this is like just getting started, but already really exciting.
Hype! Good job, dude. I cannot pronounce tick, I guess. But reading your name is great. I love the sock puppet. And the glasses are very PieDAO-y, I have to say. Cool. So now we move over to PieDAO product management. We have these added status reports page, and we're expected to be creating more storage for reports that will help people keep informed about how things are performing, and these will be published by the various working groups. You can find them at the aligned link, and I'm sure someone will be posting this PowerPoint in general soon. So we also have content creator. We've onboarded Vintez, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, to lead the content creation work. These responsibilities include the following. But I think he's already been doing a fantastic job, or they've already been doing a fantastic job, and look forward to seeing more coming out from the content side. I think we're aligning stakeholders, but it's also important to align the greater public on what's going on in these kinds of things. And so having this kind of user-facing documentation is going to be really, really massive for us. I think that's really important. So cool. We're also moving into our roadmap. So right now we have 23% of the kind of items that we had set for ourselves completed, with 24% in progress and 53% still pending. We'll have another report out on November 5th, and I think that should align with the next community call as well. So
allow me a comment on this one, so I can jump in, right? So yeah, as you indicated, we have 23% of the scope completed so far. We have a lot of tasks in progress. A large portion of the deliverables we have been putting them on the backlog from the contribution committee. So everyone is part of making this roadmap 100% by end of year. So in the core team, we have been leaving aside a little bit the tasks to get staking out. Yet we completed almost 1/4 of the whole scope. And the updates that will be coming forward are basically and mostly about building up frameworks, and there's a lot of stuff to do. So jumping on the backlog and reach out. There's a lot of things to do. So as Block mentioned, yeah, the reports the next one will be issued by the next community call. So we'll keep that cadence. It's available for everyone. And as mentioned on the previous slide as well, we are populating the docs.PieDAO site with as much information as we think it's relevant to get visibility on. And the docs, the report section as well, includes the Treasury Committee and any other type of reporting that we will issue with any other work stream. So keep posted on the docs.PieDAO section website. So we'll keep uploading the relevant information. So sorry, Block, go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the increases in organization within PieDAO has really been showing, particularly with these kinds of docs reports that you've been putting out, and I personally really appreciate them. We're moving on to.
Sorry, I'm gonna relay one question real quick from the chat. Like Tom is asking, is that backlog of issues available to the public? And again, if you want to take that, I think the answer is no, just because Jira is not really a public tool. But yeah.
That's correct. It's not open for the public to review the issues or the items per se. But if you access to the roadmap report on the report section, you will find a downloadable PDF with the structure where you will see the category, the epic, and the deliverable. There's a ticket per deliverable created. So we left all the links in there, the current status of the task in Jira, and an additional bulletproof column which says in progress, done, or open, or pending. Sorry. So we can open it, but it will be paying a lot of fees because we need 2,000 users in Jira. That's like $1 million. So no, and it doesn't make any sense. But feel free to reach out anytime if you want a breakdown. I'm very happy to make an export and show you all the details that are available. There's nothing to hide.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, I appreciate that. So moving on to statistics, we have a bunch of info here, peruse.
Yeah, I can take that if we want. So for period 6, about dopamine rewards. Period 6 ends on October 16th, and that's the reward issuance that we are expecting for liquid and escrow. I don't know what happened, but with the arrows on the last column, but there were arrows indicating if we went up and down. We are always baselining against August, and we see a little decrease on the holders on each of the sections mostly. Yet it's very little. I do believe it's because of the market volatility we have recently, but I can't tell, to be honest. So it's good to keep it transparent for everyone. So and I will need to dig into if those 200 DAO holders actually went to Veto and start tracking that in a better way for next round.
I'd love if we can add tracking to LP positions, just because I know a lot of those end up just being held by like SushiSwap. Cool. So now heading over to forum statistics, we got in the last 30 days we've had a decent amount of activity. A lot of interesting discussions, a lot around staking, but also new products and other kinds of assets that we might want to transfer. I need to check out that VBC thing.
Every section where you see a small square because the arrow is broken, it went up. So from last month to this month, we actually had an increase in the participation of the forum, which is awesome. And everyone will be able to see that once you guys download the PPT of the meeting.
On that note, I think we've been having a lot of discussions around L2s and scaling, and if you have any opinions on that, definitely chime in on the forum or in Discord. We're definitely trying to figure out our the best L2 strategy approach, and I'll try to write some stuff up on what options are available. But definitely L2 is something that we're looking to be doing. So some of the top proposals so far were for these UMA KPI options. I think we're developing a fantastic relationship with them. We're throwing this party with them. We're developing joint products that help us grow, and I think that's a really good relationship that we have going on there. And really appreciate Anastasia's work building that relationship.
Brian, I can step in if you like.
Yep, absolutely.
More details. Yeah, so hello everybody. First time talking, Benitez. I go by Ben. So really happy to be contributing to PieDAO. So looking forward to these calls going towards the future. So quick intro into the top proposals. So we have 4 over the last month, and the first one Anastasia went over. So that was the UMA KPI option. As mentioned on the slide on the presentation earlier, the on-chain voting has been completed. So the on-chain voting has been completed, and now it's going to progress to the next step. And the next proposal we have is creating a EDO bridge to Veto, creating a bridge for EDO to be turned into Veto. So that was proposed by Adam, and the basic gist of it is this bridge would swap EDO for Veto and lock it in for 3 years. So additionally, this would also mean that all the rewards could be claimed, but could be claimed 100% for Veto with the same 3-year time lock. So great proposal on the forum. I encourage everyone to go in and give their 2 cents, right? The next proposal is a transfer of VBZRX tokens to the Treasury farming wallet. So the tokens, they're vesting in July 2024. They have not yet been transferred to the Treasury, but that's something that we can do. And on the forum, it showed a lot of support. So I think the next step would be to confirm it with a snapshot vote. So look out for that coming in the future. And then the last, but definitely not least, is Nushi. I believe I think he's on the call.
Yeah, he's here.
Hey.
Hey, Nushi, welcome back.
Thank you. Feels great to be here. I've loved seeing everything you guys have been getting up to, and I'm super excited for the profile pick pie. I'm gutted I can't make the party, guys. I get back from my vacation on the 22nd, so damn.
For those who don't know Nushi, you maybe know him with his previous username as Will. He's a long-term member of PieDAO. He's been helping out runtime content. If you look at the old announcement, he was all in. Great community member, and now founder of Winter Beers.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, basically at Winter Bears, we have this super passionate NFT community. Alexintosh is modeling a wonderful Christmas jumper bear. So yeah, the bear community are also forming the Art Club DAO. That's going to be providing strategies for growing NFT exposure, platforming artists, and other yield-generating strategies for the community. So yeah, I think there's a great crossover here to manage the profile pick pie. We have a community who are really passionate about this sector, really knowledgeable, and also have a really strong network. There's over 4,500 holders of the Winter Bears right now, 15,000 members in the Discord, 10,000 Twitter followers in just 3 weeks. So yeah, would love to help elaborate on this pie, get it out, and make it one of the strongest leading PieDAO products up there with Play and BCP. And yeah, looking forward to working together and hopefully getting that through governance, getting your support for a KPI option token to reward the Art Club community to work really hard to grow this product and get as much TVL for the pie as possible.
That's very great. We can talk about that a little bit more later. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think, or maybe how do you think exactly the Art Club will be sort of interacting with PieDAO in that sense, in terms of doing the research, and producing the allocation, all this kind of stuff. I think we are all pretty excited about that. We want to figure out a little bit more the details, the way this might work. And yes, if you have any comments on that, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, I think why not use the PieDAO forum? I think that's a great platform to bring a load of people into the PieDAO ecosystem, and the forum is a great place to discuss these ideas through. Of course, we have our own Discord Art Club channel, where we can do early voting with verified members, using emojis to react and vote that way. And obviously, over time, the Art Club's going to become progressively more decentralized, introduce its own ERC20, which we can use with Snapshot. But for now, I think getting the ball rolling, collaborating with Gab and you guys on making an allocation that's inspired by the knowledge of this community, but also is like really methodologically strong, and really scalable. I think that's the way to go.
So thank you very much, Will. I also have a couple of questions on the line from the thread. Like, if you guys didn't see, there is a community question thread where you can jump out your question. So I just want to answer those real quick. One for the Jennifer. What are specific dates around staking and voting? Is it last of the month every month? So the basic idea, especially for this month, is that we are going to wait for the Snapshot team to basically migrate and merge the new strategy. That's happening on Monday, 18th. So after that, the entire Snapshot will be only pretty much usable through the Veto strategy. And after that, there will be an upcoming vote for this month to determine participation. So, look out for that. At some point after the 18th, there will be a vote where you can vote to, be flagged as active. More generally speaking, for the last of the months every month, I'm not quite sure, but what do you mean by that question? But indeed, every vote which will be running and ending up before the end of the month will be considered for participation. I hope that answered the question. There is another question, which do we have any more slides about that? I don't think so, right? We're wrapping this up. There wasn't anything else on the agenda because this might be a little longer. But there is a question about what are the technical.
I was going to say, I think we wrapped up with this slide. So the next one would be Let's Chat. So dive right into the answering questions.
Awesome. So there was a question regarding what are the technical difficulties around holding debt in a Pi. I believe there were some adapters. So in that sense, I think basically for the way the architecture is currently designed, and then we can also have Antonio jumping in on that. Pis are really designed through the basket phases to hold tokenized position. And that's what's been sort of the main blocker so far. If we are now, I think now we have a little bit more resources, and generally speaking, we want to move into things which are a little bit different. So if we are not, if we are moving away or willing to test other products which are not fully collateralized over the time, I think we can definitely go into holding debt. There will probably be a slightly different implementation for Pis themselves. So yeah, I think to answer your question, the main technical difficulties is that you may find yourself in a situation where the Pi would not be either fully collateralized at that time or not fully redeemable, just because the utilization rate within whatever the lending protocol you're using might be at max, right? And if that happens, you cannot withdraw from the lending protocol. Therefore, you can also not withdraw from the Pi. That should answer the question. Also, any feedback regarding whether the Roddy Capital would be a good place to build a lending market for Pis? I think it would be a great place, and I think some people in this community have been advocating for that, including Block in the past. I think they're doing pretty great. I don't know if right now it's open to anyone to create a new pool.
They just launched today, I think. It's now officially permissionless, Rory.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. So I think that the only requirement is maybe to have either TWAP or oracles of some sort. Might that be the case?
I can check with them, but I think they might allow sushi swap oracles because it's my understanding that Alchemix doesn't have a Chainlink oracle. And they do have a fat sushi swap pool. So I think they might be able to use sushi swap oracles, which would be bullish.
It would be extremely bullish. Yeah, so let's check that. But generally speaking, very pro Rari Capital pools. I think they're great. We should definitely consider them now that they are permissionless. Yeah, no more questions from the community call thread so far. So like, we can just open it up to everyone who wants to unmute and and talk. And by the way, like, who's coming to IF Lisbon? Are there people like in this community coming? Like, I know a bunch of people are based in Europe. Who else is coming?
I'll be there.
Who's that again? I didn't see the
Kit. Nice.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Did you get a ticket for the party?
No, I'm going to DM Anastasia.
Awesome. Like,
Yes,
you have
perfect.
some
Do that.
extra ones for the aficionados.
Exactly.
How long are you staying in Lisbon? Just for the conference, or like staying a little bit more?
No, I'm just for the conference, and I'm actually leaving early because there's a marathon on Sunday that I wanna run. Just a quarter, but I want to run it. So I'll be there for the party in the first couple days.
Quarter marathon's still huge, yeah.
Awesome. Crypto, are you coming? You're European based, right? Crypto is only a writer, mostly bright.
Oh, me?
No, Crypto, which I do see it in the call, but like is muted right now. Yeah, but I'm pretty excited about that. I think Lisbon is going to be great. Like, there is a lot of vibe. All the events are pretty much oversubscribed by a bunch. So like, it feels like it's going to be massive. And weather has been great. So I'm looking forward to see all of you over there. Is anybody joining the hackathon, by the way? Yeah, such a Chad.
Are you joining what? What did you say?
If anybody of you like subscribe to join the hackathon on IF Lisbon.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the party.
Oh yeah. Also,
I only got on the wait list. I joined a bit late. Is that kind of, should I just show up anyway?
I think I don't know, honestly. I think you are gonna send like another reminder, like just for confirmation to whoever already reserved. Like, and some spots might open, but like I think we can definitely arrange another ticket. So
Okay.
get in touch. Like we're gonna find out how to make it work.
All right, flying in from Miami. Can't wait.
Awesome. So like you definitely need to get one. Are you joining the conference as well?
The actual Lisbon event?
Yeah, the LisCon.
No, everything was sold out.
Gotcha. Yeah, like there were very little spots.
Everyone I know going is just going for outside events and didn't get a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at SCC in Paris, and it was. I felt like the outside events were better than the actual main event.
But that's pretty common in general. Like for some reason, like events when they get like too big, then yeah, it's different. Like if Berlin, I think like still managed to be very iconic. Like, and also if Denver, right? Like if Denver is like very cool.
Cool.
All right, Block. So when is the next community call?
So our next community call is going to be November 1st, or the first week of November. I assume Friday, but I think we'll have a more specific date to come. And thank you everyone for joining and continuing this community call cycle.
Great, everyone. Subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't already. We'll define the date of the community call on a poll later, so we accommodate time and date to the best preference for everyone. And just something I didn't put on a slide worth mentioning. We have 2 giveaways from the Soki team. One of them will be for a generous person that staked 4,075,000 DOE today. So whoever you are, wherever you are, congratulations. I'll be sending an NFT for as a giveaway today.
Awesome. I guess we'll catch everyone later.
Oh yeah, one
Thanks,
last
guys.
thing, like, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, there is a new, like, I've been putting that into the announcement, but like if you're a Veto holder, you now get to join like the exclusive Veto holder channel. So like if you want to do that, jump off onto the under verification required on that role, pop exclamation point with join, and then you will be onboarded by the Collab Lab bot.
Dope.
Make sure to do that, like, and then we'll talk in the kitchen. Like, that's the name of the channel.
That's cool.
Awesome. See you in the kitchen.